Greetings, I am Jamila. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Rooted Soul TV. Rooted Soul TV is an extension of Rooted Soul, a holistic virtual wellness space and services for the global majority. We focus on a decolonized approach to wellness and holistic healing with a strong emphasis on indigenous practices. Here on the Rooted Soul TV channel, we discuss all things pertaining to our healing and wellness journey as a community. It is my belief that our healing is our pathway to our liberation. Please share, like, and subscribe, and welcome to the Rooted Soul community. In this episode, we will be talking about the energy of the hermit, energy of number 9. When I think of the hermit, I think of coming to a place on your healing journey where there is the need to stop. And when I use the word stop, I use it as an acronym of silence the other people. It's the energy to make time for meditation and stillness, to gather all the inner knowing thus far from your journey, take inventory on your emotions, and a time to ground and center oneself. In the quiet spaces we carve out for ourselves, away from the constant chatter and demands of daily life, we find room to reflect and connect with our innermost thoughts and feelings. I have found in quietness and stillness is when wisdom begins to speak. Sometimes you don't even realize the wisdom that you've been gathering on your journey, right? Until you find time for stillness, until you find time for quietness. And then it's like all of these things you didn't even realize you have been learning and gathering comes to you. Are sometimes in that stillness and quietness, the wisdom that begins to unfold is wisdom that is stored within your DNA, right? Like from your ancestors and ancient times of long ago. And it becomes clear to you, or is revealed to you in that quietness and that stillness of time. They say the spiritual advisors and gurus, they say that the hours between, I want to say it's 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the veil between the spiritual world and this physical world is thin, is a good time for stillness and meditation and quietness, to see what needs to be said to you. And if anything is said to you, to have this intentionality when you awake to kind of journal it and write it down somewhere. And if that's not practical for you, just finding time again, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or just getting in the habit of finding time daily for stillness and quietness, for wisdom to unfold. Characteristics of the hermit energy is an energy of comfortability in your own skin. You know, you because of the journey thus far, and 9 being an energy of divinity, you have come to a place where you feel more comfortable in your skin. And so it shows in your inner and outer. It's also the ability to be still and silent, wisdom, ears, and mouth. So you're able to listen for the wisdom that is always speaking around us. Nature is always speaking. If we're still enough, we can hear it. And so the hermit energy is this ability to tap into that wisdom of silence and being still, and to hear the wisdom around you. and the ability to also, when communicating, speaking with others or to yourself, the ability to use wisdom. It's the energy of the ability to wait, to pause, to take a pause. And that pause, it could be a breath. And that pause, it can just be a hug to oneself. And that pause, it can just be, again, stillness, but the ability to pause. It's a deeper understanding of the concept of time and space, knowing that time is constantly moving, and either you are moving in the time and space of others, or you are moving in the time and space that is unbalanced with yourself, or you're moving in a time and space that is authentic and true to you. So it's a healing energy. The number 9 energy is a divine energy. It's an energy of completion. It's the energy of clarity. You can think of the number 9 as 6 and 3, which would be, 6 being like this wholeness, this back to this like comfortability in your own skin, right? And grounded in earth, number 6, but also with number 3 being the unity of body, mind, and spirit. So it's your inner and outer is grounded and centered. This is just one way of formula of dividing up the energy of number 9. But the number 9 energy is a divinity energy. It's an energy of coming to this space in one's life where this inner knowing that in all time, all things will come to light, or all things will make sense, or all things will work out in due time. Back to this ability to have this deeper understanding of this awareness of time and space. And so you're able to work in that knowing to completion. Blockage. So signs are indicators that this energy, the hermit energy, the number 9 energy, may be blocked or unbalanced in you, would be poor judgment. And so you find yourself in this cycle of making choices and decisions that end up afterwards not being in the best interest for you, but you can't seem to find yourself out of the loop. So poor judgment and decision making, need of others' approval. And so it's difficult for you to stand 10 toes down in your choices and decisions. And the need of others' approval is in order for you to feel validated or secure or safe in how you make moves. You need others' approval for that. You notice that you have like this spiritual illness in you where you feel disconnected from nature. You feel disconnected from your intuition. And because of that, you feel like there's a void inside of you. And it's something that you may find yourself constantly searching for a superficial way to feel that, but it still leaves you longing and wanting and knowing that something is missing. You feel a disconnection to your ancestors and to your roots. So this is what I mean by spiritual illness. Loneliness. So there's a difference between alone and loneliness. There's this artist, I think her name is Jamila Woods. I love how she says, "I'm not lonely, I'm alone." And so you feel this sense of loneliness, even if you have a supportive community around you, you still feel lonely. And it's the inability to be still. And so you always feel like you need to be doing something. And when you ever stop to be still for meditation or mindfulness, to do a check-in, right? To become aware of where you are emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. There's this restlessness. And so it's the inability to be still. The correspondence to the Hermit energy is the zodiac sign Virgo, the duality of receptive, meaning you are open, fluid. Again, back to this ability to have this deeper awareness of time and space. And so because of that, there is more fluidity in your movement, more openness to adapt, pivot, change, pause. Virgo, the zodiac Virgo, the sign Virgo is known for the sign of being a healer, for working something to completion, because the Virgo's balance is Pisces, which is the energy of completion. And so being able to work to completion, the element is earth, that grounding and centeredness. Quality is mutable, which again is that ability to be fluid and open. And the ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. Mercury is the planet of communication. And so when this energy is open and the channels are moving clearly, excuse me, with Mercury, you are able to feel connected to communication, to your inner self, to universal consciousness, to nature, to the elements. And so I think of it although Earth is the element that corresponds with the Hermit energy, I think of it as air and earth, with Mercury being its ruling planet. Mercury is affiliated with air. So I think of air and earth. And again, this comes back to these queen moves, right? Like the ability to take inner knowing thought and to be able to wait on it, right? Like to allow it to marinate, and then to be able to manifest something with it. And so that leads us into the alchemy that's happening. The transformation that happens with this energy is wisdom and waiting. The ability to wait, the wisdom to know when to move. Their wisdom is stillness and movement, and knowing how to work that in balance and harmony. So some ways of working to align with this energy, to heal this energy, unblock this energy. Herbs that can be useful are, I'm just going to mention two. Chamomile. Chamomile can be used as aromatherapy or is in tea form. And you can also take it as a pill. And chamomile is very useful in calming. And that calming your nerves, calming your body allows for stillness. Passion flower is another one that can be very beneficial in calming the nerves in the body. Again, if you are not familiar with working with herbs and you are unsure if you have any physical health, medical history, any illnesses, any concerns, I advise you to speak with a specialist or an herbologist before practicing or using any of these herbs. So I just want to make that disclaimer again. Some other ways of working is sound healing, hertz of earth. The hertz of earth is 7.83, and you can put in that number in YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music or however you listen to your music, and sound options or playlists can become available to you where you can listen to the sound of earth, which can be very calming and grounding and centering. are also listening to the root chakra hertz, which is 432, which can be another one of calming, grounding, and centering. And then the last ways of working that I'm going to mention is bare feet to the ground. Taking your shoes off and just standing on earth can be very grounding and centering and calming as well. So as always, in closing, I like to leave you with an affirming statement, affirmation that can be said morning and evening, or pausing actually during the day as well to say it. Standing in the mirror, touching your heart and your solar plexus area, or just taking some time to take in some breaths from your solar plexus area, allowing that inhale, that area to come out, and in that inhale it goes in, and allowing this affirming statement to just embody you when you are feeling disconnected to your hermit energy, or you are wanting to connect with your hermit energy. And that affirmation is, I am at peace with the quiet strength I find within. I am at peace with the quiet strength I find within. Thank you for visiting the Rooted Soul TV. Please again like, share, and subscribe. If you are in need of additional support on your healing journey, please visit Rooted Soul's website to learn more about our services. And remember, community, to stay rooted, stay whole, and stay in your soul. Ashe.